Let's get a check at the business news now. Joining us from CommSec, Tom Piotrowski. We'll look at the markets today. How are we going to open up today, Tom? Are we going to do any better than the last week?
Well, Pete, not to continue the apocalyptic nature of the news, but we will kick off with a loss this morning, down by about 1/3%. So I suppose when you look at the general trend for markets at the end of last week, it was still stocks moving lower, but the point to make, it wasn't with the same aggression that we saw the markets peel off earlier on in the week, because both in Europe and the US, there were factors that were pushing long and short-term interest rates higher, and that undermined stock markets. So that ebbed somewhat on Friday, but still that trend continuing. The S&P 500 was in negative territory at the close. The NASDAQ down 0.2%, but both of those indices down quite substantially over the course of the week. In the case of the NASDAQ, down 2.6%. And the S&P 500 was down by about 2%. European markets also generally weaker on Friday. In weekly terms, the UK market was one of the standouts. It was down by around 3.5%. And to the point about rising rates, you might recall that there was some stronger wages figures and there was some stronger inflation numbers cheek by jowl, which pushed those UK interest rates substantially higher over the course of the week. So that brings us to the beginning of the local session today. As I said, the futures are pointing to a loss of around 1/3%. Something that is complicating the picture for the local market is that there is a lot of disquiet in relation to the Chinese property sector. It comes after the Chinese property developer Evergrande commenced bankruptcy proceedings in US courts at the end of last week. Chinese authorities at the weekend were very conspicuous with an announcement directing Chinese financial institutions to liberate credit effectively within the Chinese economy. So a lot of disquiet around what is taking place, not only from a moderating growth perspective, but in relation to what's happening with the Chinese property sector in particular. So that's something that will be an ongoing watch as far as the markets are concerned in coming weeks. But today we've got the company reporting season continuing. There's quite a procession of organisations today reporting numbers. A2 Milk, Adairs, Ampol, BlueScope Steel and Breville amongst them. So, Pete, there's a lot going on.
As there always is. Tom Piotrowski, thank you.